Hey guys, it's Steph from Hot and Moving. So last night was one of the biggest sporting events in boxing history, and in particular for women's boxing. Okay, we know how much Jake Paul has fueled this new wave of getting more interest into female boxing, deservingly so. Getting more airtime, as it wasn't like that in the past. So it took a Jake Paul and his company and partners to produce something like this. Okay, we know how much of a salesman that Jake Paul has been. I mean, he's like this new age Don King, Gen X or Gen Z, whatever the hell it is, guy for this, and is making a lot of money, and a lot of these female boxers got some historic paydays in the process, in all of this, right? So they got this big deal with Netflix, okay, and I ain't gonna lie, I watched a lot of these fights. I even watched some of the prelims that were airing, that were streaming for free on MVP Promotions YouTube channel. So a lot of good fights, a lot of good undercard fights, okay, leading up to it. Okay, what's the lady from Australia, Shanika Johnson, really good. Okay, obviously Shadeja Green, Alicia Bumgarner, really enjoyed, very entertaining undercard. However, the headline of this fight was for the trilogy of Amanda Serrano going up against Katie Taylor. All right, the first two fights, bloodbath. All right, both warriors went at it. Awesome. Looking forward to the third. Can Amanda Serrano cap her career off if she decides to hang it up, which I'll get into that part a little bit later. But could she cap her career off? Winning a fight against Katie Taylor. Okay. A lot of people thought that she had won the second fight. Okay, I personally thought that she did. People think differently. Totally fine. Nonetheless, we're gonna have a trilogy. All right, when you have a trilogy in boxing of this magnitude, even though they're women fighters, it sparked a lot of interest. Okay, if you saw the fight, or if you saw the recap, you saw how electric Madison Square Garden was. Okay, 50-50 Puerto Rican fans, 50-50, the other half Irish fans, right? Okay, this was going to be a fight that we expected to cap off what has been an eventful and historic night for women's boxing, and unfortunately, we got a dud of a fight. Okay, now clearly Katie Taylor is the hunted. Serrano was the hunter, and you know what? The first round, it was like, I get it, it's the feel out round, but clearly Katie Taylor was in self-preservation mode and was on backpedal mode and counter mode. Okay. That being said, if you're Amanda Serrano, I don't know why she didn't adjust her game plan in the later rounds, because basically how the first round was pretty much the entire fight. Okay. Some minor exchanges here and there in the later rounds. Okay. But not enough damage, or enough. Amanda Serrano, she didn't do enough to convince the judges that she should have been victorious in this third bout. Okay, and that's all on Serrano. Katie Taylor is the one being hunted. She don't got to do much. Okay, outside of not getting tagged up. Okay, pick and pop here and there. The punching output was bad. Okay, Amanda Serrano, I don't know from what I saw, I mean, she was just punching and missing, moving forward, punching and missing, while Katie Taylor was backing up. Right. I mean, that was a fight. It was horrible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, I know Amanda got her payday and everything cool. All right. But I mean, damn, talk about trying to fall on your sword. Okay. Talk about just having that Puerto Rican pride. All your peoples are there. Even in a loss, go out with a bang. You know what I'm saying? Even if she lost, going out, falling on her sword, laying her out there, she would have gotten a lot more respect than the output that she has gotten. I'm not saying she's not a respected fighter already. I'm just saying to really make an imprint, especially for new fans that have been more intrigued in the women's boxing, right? Leave a lasting impression. She didn't do that. She didn't do that at all. She fought very conservative. Okay, I guess maybe she didn't want to get her head busted open again. I don't know, right? You're a boxer. This could be your last fight. At least for me, I'm done with Amanda Serrano. I don't want to see any more of her. And honestly, I really don't want to see any more of Katie Taylor. I mean, she's 39. Serrano's 36, right? How much left do these guys got in the tank? If this was the last big fight And one of the last big fights, or one of the next biggest fights in women's boxing, and we got this end result. So I'm done with these two. Let's move forward with a couple other boxes I'll mention to later. Okay. I mean, look, the judges. I think one judge had it tied, and then after that, I could see it being a tie, but I didn't want to see this fight being a draw. Eventually, they get up. Katie Taylor, she didn't have to do much, and she won, and she was gonna win this fight. The whole fight was predicated on, can Serrano push the action? Can she make this a thriller? Can she make this a fight to remember? Can she lay it all out there? The fight, in my eyes, from what I've seen, it looked like it was up there for the taking. Okay, and then when the judges, announced the winner, Amanda Serrano looked disappointed or like looked sad. I'm like, dog, look what you did. You didn't do nothing. You kept punching out there, missing, not really hitting. It looked like she was shadow boxing. I mean, honestly, it looked like she was boxing someone else in her head and not even the person in front of her. No adjustments. Okay. Maybe the way it looked like she had a bad training camp, honestly, going to this fight. And I'm shocked that you wouldn't think that, considering how the first two fights went, that there's possibility that the third fight it could be the wrench fight, meaning that something's going to be different, but you got to prepare for that. Did you not prepare for a defensive fight where Katie Taylor's not going to push the action? All right, it's going to be on you. She couldn't close the ring, couldn't close the space, and she kept missing, throwing punches. Maybe just looking like she's busy. She thought she was going to win. No. And then at the end of the fight, she just goes on this spiel about, I want to thank women's boxing, or I want to thank MVP and Jake Paul, and doing all these congratulatory thank yous and everything. Nobody want to hear all that. Okay, talking about, so we made money and this and that. Like, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? So, out on Amanda Serrano, done. Okay, shitty performance for her. Okay, I get it. She'll go down as one of the undisputed Puerto Rican boxers ever. Cool, awesome, congratulations. But I mean, we're not worried about that. We're talking about what we saw last night, and it was bad. Not a good performance. For Jake Paul, great job on milking this trilogy, right? Milking these fights, good. You squeeze out every drop. Now I think we can package it up and put it away, and focus on Shadeja Green. Shadeja Green against Savannah Marshall, outstanding fight. Okay, Alicia Bumgarner, after her 2-year layoff or whatever, due to PED, whatever, she came back, got chin checked a few times, but she held her own, won the fight. Looking forward to seeing those two. You got to rock with that going forward. Those two need their own main card event. They should not be boxing on the same card, and go from there if you're going to still make money off women's boxing. Still plenty of talent. Okay, you got Shanika Johnson, all them. Hey, there's still a good crop to make money on. And I think those fighters will bring the fight much more than this BS we got from Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. Anyways, guys, leave me your thoughts on what you thought about the fights last night in MVP and Netflix. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.